Hello, I'm Lenny Magill with the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop here in San Diego, California. And every once in a while, we are honored with a special guest. And today's special guest is Michael Schwartz, who is the Executive Director of the San Diego County Gun Owners Association. Michael, it's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. The San Diego Gun Owners Association, San Diego County Gun Owners Association. Tell us a little bit about what it is and what your purpose, your mission is.
Sure. We're a political organization that focuses on Second Amendment issues locally in San Diego County at the local level, so at the city council level and the county level. And the reason we focus there is because people that are elected to Sacramento and Washington, D.C., that's where they come from. So we want to make sure that they're on our side early and, fill the bench.
Right. Now, so are there other organizations like this throughout the country with other local gun owner groups available to other people?
We actually appear to be pretty unique in that we're solely focused on local issues at the city and county level. Of course, there are a lot of organizations that focus on the state, national level, and we feel the best way to support them is to send them good candidates from the local level, so they work their way up and eventually work with the state and national organizations.
So there's some room for growth then?
I think there's a lot of room for growth.
We could literally take this across the country.
We'd love to. In fact, we want to march it right up California. Eventually, we'd like to move into other parts of the state and continue to work locally and give Second Amendment advocates and volunteers a forum to really get involved and do meaningful work.
Right. When you're quite visible. You've got a good email train. You've been on the TV a bunch of times with local and pertinent events that are happening right now. Yeah. One of the events that we've recently seen was the concealed carry law that passed or did not pass here in San Diego County. Give us a little history on that and how that all started and where we stand right now for concealed carry for citizens in San Diego County.
Sure. There was a decision that just came from the Ninth Circuit. It was a panel of 11 judges that came, Peruta versus Sheriff Gore, which is the sheriff of San Diego County.
Right.
And the decision was that, the way they decided was that there is no right protected to carry concealed.
Right.
And the way that started was a guy named Ed Peruta came to San Diego and said, he wanted to be able to protect himself outside of the home. So he applied for a concealed weapon permit, and they said, no, you don't have good cause. And that term good cause is actually written into the penal code in California. And it's up to the sheriff to determine what good cause is.
That's kind of a relative term.
Very, very much. And our sheriff has an extremely high hurdle to determine good cause. You basically have to have already been the victim of a crime, or you have to prove that you're carrying large amounts of cash. So just simply protecting yourself, protecting your family is not enough for our sheriff. So it worked its way up through the system. They actually lost it first in the district court. The district judge said, well, you can open carry, which means carry a gun, not concealed.
Right.
The state of California banned open carry, and they appealed. And in front of 3 judges on the appellate court, the decision was fantastic. They said, absolutely, you have the right to keep and bear arms. It's written right into the Constitution, just like everybody knows. I mean,
expects. Yeah.
It expects. It's pretty clear. But then the Ninth Circuit Court decided to put it in front of 11 judges, and that came back, like I said, saying, well, there is no right to carry concealed. So right now, it's in kind of a holding pattern. They still have some time to appeal it, and if they appeal it, it would go to the Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court would decide whether or not our sheriff has to issue for the purpose of self-defense. Now, one thing that's very important to remember is our sheriff, no matter what, even with this decision, he can issue right now.
Right.
So it hasn't changed anything. It hasn't said, no, sheriff, you can't issue.
Right.
He can still decide to issue to somebody right now if he so chooses. So these are his policies. And if he decides to issue, it is compliant with state law. If someone comes in and says, hey, I want to be able to carry for self-defense, he can issue. He chooses not to.
So it's very interesting to keep in mind that this is an election year, and there is an election for sheriff in San Diego County. Is that correct?
In 2018, there will be be election.
Okay. Oh, so it's coming up in 2 years. Yeah.
Yep. And we're vetting candidates, and we found at least one that we believe is a very good candidate, and he hasn't announced yet, but he's somebody that will issue, and that's a race we're going to pay attention to really closely. And the reason that's important is the Ninth Circuit covers basically the entire West Coast. So there are a lot of people that are now living under this decision. There are a lot, San Diego County has 3.5 million people, which makes us bigger than 19 states.
Right.
So we're not just the front lines, we're behind enemy lines here. So it's important to get a foothold here and, again, work right up right up the state of California, because what happens here spreads across the entire nation.
That's very interesting. Now, the San Diego County Gun Owners Association or organization, what can we do to help support you? How can people watching this become involved? What's the best course of action for us to help support your cause?
Absolutely. The best thing to do, go to our website, San Diego County GunOwners.com. So San Diego County GunOwners.com, and become a member. Membership is really easy. It's $10 a month. And it helps us do what we're doing. We're a relatively new organization, but we've been very effective. We're going to continue to fight for gun rights. We're going to continue to fight for people's ability to carry concealed so they can protect themselves outside of the home. And becoming a member helps tremendously. So just go to San Diego County GunOwners.com and become a member.
Well, there you have it. It's Michael Schwartz here to ask for your help to help his organization continue to do the good work to protect our Second Amendment rights. I'm Lenny Magill. This is the GlockStore Performance and Custom Shop here in San Diego. Thanks for watching.